Yo, what is up guys, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be in another Prime Time series, Prime Icon Marco Van Basten. This came from a comment request which will pop up above my head somewhere. We're going to go into the player traits, stats, clips, summary, all that good stuff. Before we get into all of that, if I could ask you guys to please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell so you know when I upload, and comment who you'd like me to review next. Without further ado, let's get into the review. So guys, this is where I played Marco Van Basten. The team has changed a little bit since I played the games with him. I've been upgrading my team a little bit and downgrading it. Of course, Neymar is gone now, but we have some replacements in there that I just wanted to try out, see how they played. But we played him up front in a 4-2-3-1 and in a 4-3-3. First impressions of this card, guys. The pace lets him down too much. Really fantastic card, great shot power, and great in terms of just being a striker. Unfortunately, his pace is just such a negative on this card and really is held back by that. But I digress, we'll get into the card a little bit. 6'2", medium work rates, right-footed, 3-star skill moves, and 4-star weak foot. So the only con I see there is the medium work rates. I think that's a little awkward for a striker. I'd prefer a high work rate. But again, as long as he's not tracking back too much, I can live with the fact that he's got those work rates. 5 games played, 9 goals scored, and 1 assist. So not prolific. I did create a few chances with this Marco Van Basten, and did have some good goal scoring opportunities, but unfortunately couldn't convert them all. So the goal scoring numbers do look a little low. But trust me, guys, this card really did play fantastically for me as well. In terms of chemistry style, I put a catalyst on him, I put a engine on him as well. I tried to just do stuff that would boost his pace because that is the real factor that's lacking for me. No other parts of this card are really lacking for me, considering what this card is and what he does. Bear in mind, guys, that he is 6'2", so he's a very tall striker. He has the ability to be able to play with his back to goal, and that is really one of the pros of this card, is that the strength of this card is 82. He's really strong, he's a big player, so it's difficult to move him off the ball. Other pros of this card: 90 heading accuracy, 97 finishing, 96 attack positioning, 98 volleys, and you'll see a clean volley that he got in one of the games as well. In terms of cons, guys, 78 stamina is not good enough. It's too low for me, and he does struggle a little bit towards the end of the game, especially with that stamina level. The acceleration and the sprint speed are the wrong way around, and that's the biggest con of this card, guys. Even his dribbling, it feels a little bit stiff. It's more than workable, but with the acceleration and the sprint speed, guys, it's a real struggle to get around those defenders, skip the last tackle, and get in on goal to create yourself an easy chance. You have to take a lot of difficult chances with this card. That's not to say he can't convert them, because he has got fantastic shooting, but his long shots aren't in the 90s, so that means that you really do have to get quite close to be able to consistently finish with good, excellent, tight, strong finishes. And that is it for the details, guys. In terms of the finesse shot trait, that's good to have. I wish he had the outside the foot shot trait. He does have 4-star weak foot, so maybe you don't need it as much. Be nice to have some sort of volley trait as well, because he was really fantastic at volleys in his career. Team player and technical dribbler there as well, which is always nice to have. In terms of the icon profile, I will leave this for you guys to read in your own time. It's after Euro 1988. So when he was at the prime of his career. And now that we've covered all of that, without further ado, let's get into some of the clips that I got with him. So guys, getting into this Marco Van Basten card and some of his clips, and what you guys are going to see here is a real diversity in terms of what he's able to do at the striker position. Now, I've never seen a striker do that with a volley before, which was really nice to see. Really fantastic volley there. In terms of getting him into the box, guys, now when you're close to the box, it's fairly easy to create space because he does have pretty decent dribbling and a quick turn. You will see some finishes where I thought, oh, maybe he should have stuck that away. Again, I put some of that into my poor finishing, as well as sometimes him just missing strikes. But as you guys can see, the longer shots he tends to struggle with a lot, and that's something that's a real problem with this card, in that because he doesn't have the pace to skip past those defenders, it's difficult to really create those opportunities in and outside the box to finish off easily. I wish this card just had better long shots. Again, though, you can see fantastic attack positioning, gets into the box, unlucky with the chance there, creates another lovely chance here. Unfortunately, that touch a little loose, doesn't really get a good finish off there. Holding off defenders is actually surprisingly good as well. And you guys can see there the turn that he pulls off there. Unfortunately, should have finished that, in my opinion. Unlucky there. Very dominant in the air as well. And that's something that's really fantastic, is that this card really is an all-around player in terms of being a striker, in terms of being able to do all parts of the game. Here again, creating a chance, unlucky with the finish there. This was the only assist that I got with him, and a lovely through ball to Dybala. Pretty simple finish there in the end, but it just goes to show what this guy can do, even with his short passing. And there you see the dominance in the air, and you're going to see some of the goals now, guys, that I managed to get with him. Overall, These finishes were so powerful, so precise, lovely into top and bottom corners, and that was something that I really loved. Even that there, that's a first time finish. He puts it away so crisply, so nicely, and with real aplomb as well. Positioning there, picks up a beautiful place there in the box and just gets the ball fed, and it's a first time finish, really easy to get that. There's that strength I was talking about, holding off the centre back, and how's that for a finish there into the top corner? Lovely finish from Van Basten. Good turning again, the dribbling helping out there, right down the centre of the goal, but the shot power makes it too quick for the goalkeeper to save, and that's really something that was a factor of this card as well, was his great shot power again here. How's that for a strike right down the middle of the goal? And in this final clip here, guys, you guys are just going to see another lovely volley into the back of the net. So guys, getting into this final Marco Van Basten summary, and as you guys can see here, 520k on the PS, PlayStation, 500k on the Xbox, 599 on the PC. Now guys, that's not a bad price for this card. I certainly do feel like, in comparison to the previous two reviews that we've done, which are Larson and Shevchenko, this card is far better value in my opinion. He plays much more like a striker. Of course, that he doesn't play to the meta because he doesn't have a lot of pace, but his shooting is sensational. I would hazard a guess and say that the more you play with him, the more you get used to his lack of pace, but you also get used to how good a finisher he is and where he can finish from, which is really fantastic. As fuck you, man, come on. So guys, getting into this Marco Van Basten summary, and 520k on the PlayStation, 500 on the Xbox, 599 on the PC. Really guys, a fantastic card for me in terms of comparison to the previous two icon strikers we've done, which are Henrik Larsson and Andrei Shevchenko. I think this card is the best value for money. I think his overall game is much more suited to being a hold-up striker and a big striker than the other two, and I really love the fact that he was so good in all the technical elements of the game, even if his passing is a little shy of where I'd like it to be. The only factor really missing from this card was the pace. Of course, we've got the 4-star skill moves and 4-star weak foot, so for you guys who are skillers, that's probably a bit more ideal. In terms of chemistry style, guys, I do recommend something that boosts his pace, and whatever that is, maybe that's an engine for you guys. His pace is the main factor, guys. If you can live without that, it's a very similar to, we'll get into that in a second, to a lot of strikers who don't have that pace but have everything else to their game, and this card really is fantastic. It's just that factor that you need to take care of. Of course, he's got a great set of in-game stat level, 2231, which is a really high level of in-game stats for a striker, so a good job there as well. Getting into the similar players, guys, I would say Benzema is a very good shout. I think Benzema is a very, very good shout. I think he is very similar to Karim Benzema in terms of how he plays. The only thing that's different between these two cards is the passing stat. Benzema, of course, a much better link-up player, and that's maybe where Benzema's strength outweighs Van Basten's card here, in that Van Basten has slightly more pace, but way worse passing, and that ruins his link-up play. He does get assists, don't get me wrong, guys, and he will get a lot of assists for you because he's got 80 short pass, that's still usable, but I think if his passing was even higher, it would make him a much better striker overall because of that lack of pace. So that's something to really consider as to what type of player that he is. Finally, guys, in terms of linkability, of course, you've got fantastic linkability all across leagues and across other icons as well, so you've got some nice options there for this card. Getting into my final recommendations as to whether I would buy this, all of these icons are tough, guys, because they're not really complete strikers. I wouldn't recommend buying this on the case of being a striker for your team that you're going to build your team around. However, if you're going to compare him to strikers like Larsson or Shevchenko, then 100% this is the better card for me. I don't think the pace that matters that much. The finishing matters more for me, and this guy is absolutely phenomenal in all facets of the finishing department. Long shots are a little low, but again, 88 isn't exactly a low number. You can get some nice long shots with that card and get yourself some really lovely goals. Hope you guys did enjoy this review. If you did, please do smash the like button, and until next time, I'll see you all in a bit.